Could we see a punch and leg kick stoppage? So here we are, Tossakan, 23 years of age, 165 centimeters tall with an official weight of 115.2 pounds, 50 fights to his record. Nithikorn, 21 years of age, 165 centimeters tall with an official weight of 115.8 pounds, 50 fights to his record as well. And so more style, that's what we love to see here at SKS Empire Super Fight every Saturday afternoon, 2:30 p.m. Thai time. Make sure to check us out on the SKS Empire Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. Here is round one getting underway now.
Thank you for joining us, folks. We are scheduled for 5 3-minute rounds. Tossakan in the red, Nithikorn in the blue. The first round tends to be that feeling out process. How much feeling out will these two fighters do? This is the main event, and of course both fighters have just witnessed two fighters get stopped. They've now got a lot of pressure on them to impress the audience and the judges like the last fighters just did.
Nithikorn started that round off with a step through lead elbow, really trying to set the pace early and show Tossakan who's boss. Going for the leg kick as well, goes for the heavy hands, the lead uppercut with the overhand right, the Alan McOney overhand right.
Just as you mentioned as well, Joe, they're not wasting time in these first opening rounds. They're basically setting the pace as early as they possibly can. And we've just seen with Nithikorn throwing that overhand Ali McCurney right that is very famous in the Muay Thai world. And it looked like it nearly clipped Tossakan. But it's just enough to send a message to Tossakan that this is what I'm capable of. And this will hurt if it hits you clean.
Good display of balance there by Tossakan, not getting taken to the ground from the forward pressure of Nithikorn. Nithikorn looking for that fake, trying to download the information, as Jimmy loves to always say. Oh, and there's a flying knee to start things off. Has he been watching the highlight reels of Saw Dechapan? Peels through inside control, tries to set things off early, now in a better position, putting immense pressure on Tossakan. Tossakan just waving it off, going, nah, that's not it, that's not it.
You lull them into a false sense of security, then you jump up with a flying knee out of nowhere. Beautiful timing from Nithikorn, and that is what combat sports is and boxing is. Timing will always beat speed and power, and that's exactly what Nithikorn did. Tossakan has got to be careful because he's now felt the right hand of his opponent, and now a knee to the jaw and a spinning elbow as well.
Goes for the old spinner to win it, but that's a high risk, high reward action to do because often your back can be taken. So you got to throw that very carefully, the old spinning elbow.
If you're looking at Tossakan right now, it looks like his eyes are not really part of his body. The way he's not even looking at his opponent. Is he out on his feet and he's just fighting on pure instinct at this moment in time? We're going to see. We're going into a second round, folks. Don't go anywhere. And I'm excited for this second round. That was just round number one, Joe. We're going into the second in just a moment.
This is round number two coming up. Nithikorn really trying to make a statement early on in that first round. Flying knees, dumps, leg kicks, heavy hands. We saw it all. We're back into the clinch now, trying to feel it out. Tossakan trying to stab his way to victory here like a misty London night. And here we are for bout number 5. Coming up next, Pakbong taking on Saman Lek at 100 pounds. So make sure to stay tuned for that one as well.
Both fighters in the center of the ring. A nice whipping kick from Nithikorn. Tossakan has definitely got that playing on his mind as he eats an elbow as he steps inside. Nithikorn, to me, looks like he's just fighting like a Venus flytrap, as I like to say. He's making it inviting. He's waiting for his opponent to come to him. And when the time is right, he's just going to snap you up with a beautiful shot. We will see if Tossakan walks into this Venus flytrap.
Inside the clinch, 50-50, with Tossakan showing a little bit of more aggression here in the second round as Nithikorn puts that palm over to disrupt the posture of Tossakan back in center ring to continue the action.
I also think Nithikorn was just doing a very old tactic where he knows he's got Tossakan slightly cut and the Vaseline is blocking the blood. So Nithikorn is actually trying to rub the Vaseline out of the cut to try and disrupt the vision of Tossakan. So a very nice move, a veteran move indeed.
Nice palm over the top there from Tossakan himself as we're back into center ring. Oh, beautiful kick to knee block there from Nithikorn, showcasing his balance.
He almost looks like he's bullying his opponent now. Everything he does, both fighters look almost lethargic in there. They're very well timed. They're definitely thinking about everything, but I think it's a poker face for them as well, because this is when Nithikorn starts to throw those cheeky elbows on the inside.
That's right, he's looking for the elbow, and a big left one over the top. Jimmy Bowe just called it. The crystal ball being polished in my ute, looking very clear right now. Big lead teep there from Nithikorn on the back foot. Good hand placement there from the man in blue, just pushing against, and that great knee block across the hip from Nithikorn.
And you know what they say, boxing is just like jazz, and you're trying to get them into a false sense of rhythm. And as soon as he realized that his opponent was taking some time off and slacking, he sent that elbow over the top, beautifully timed. And it looks like we're going into a third round in just a moment, Joe.
Catches the leg, replies with a lead knee, stab for stab, right here in 50-50 bicep control. That is the end of the round. We'll be back in just a moment. And there's dear Kiatpetch, the face of Kiatpetch Promotions, the man behind the action. Here we are for round 3. Back into the clinch. That's what we'd like to see. Ring control, clinch control, stabbing knees, elbows on the inside there from Nithikorn as he's being pushed into the ropes, but turns the tables like a DJ, but gets his head stuck in the ropes in the way.
For those of you just joining us, we are in the main event in the third round. It is scheduled for 5 3-minute rounds. Tossakan in the red, Nithikorn in the blue as the referee tumbles to the canvas, and Tossakan is now marching towards Nithikorn.
You can see Tossakan biting down on the mouth guard like Eleanor Fellows, digging deep and kneeing his way through his opponent, trying to get the upper hand here in the clinch.
And this is very typical of Eleanor Fellows. She just likes to march forward and give it everything she's got. Some great work by both of these fighters, sending the powerful shots into the body, into the head. Neither fighter wanting to leave this in the judges' scorecards. And this is usually when Nithikorn comes alive with the knees and the elbows.
Beautiful action here at Omnoi Stadium every Saturday. And Tossakan on the forward march there, but Nithikorn tries to nullify it by putting that hip turn over. But Tossakan just breaking through the wall of Jericho there.
Interestingly as well, we've seen that Tossakan has already been to the canvas. He's been hit hard by several shots, yet he's still marching forward, which is definitely a testament to his character. It doesn't matter if you get knocked down, you get back up, and that's exactly what Tossakan is doing well. He's just showing Nithikorn that you will not bully me. I will not allow you to intimidate me with these elbows and knees.
Look at that beautiful push of the palm over the face. Very contentious position to be put on by a fighter. Very uncomfortable, and it's a good strategy there by Tossakan to rub the palm over inside the clinch, smother the breathing of Nithikorn, who did so well in that first round. But looks like the tables are turning with that big egg on the side of Tossakan's head. But you wouldn't know about eggs because it's not a part of your diet. Oh, and a big elbow sent through by Nithikorn, sending Tossakan to the ground for the 8 count, looking like he's on sea legs. Whoa, what a turnaround of events here in the third round.
What a knockout, and he's starting to get him cut up, and he's starting to finish him off. It looks like he is cut to the cheek and to the eyebrow, and there's an egg on his forehead. Joe, this must be like deja vu for you.
And a big forward elbow there from Nithikorn. Perhaps what will happen in the future in the car park. That is the end of the third and final round.
to always mention how good these referees are.
Yeah, that's right. I honestly think they are the gold standard of officiating in the world. Thai referees really set the bar high. Here we are for the 4th round of action, picking up the tempo here for our main event. Tossakan in the red versus Nithikorn in the blue.
Tossakan not laying down. He just takes the fight to Nithikorn. Now, if you've been knocked down or possibly knocked out by an opponent, it's very hard to keep marching forward. You get a little bit gun shy, but Tossakan realizes the only chance he's going to win this fight now is just taking the fight to Nithikorn. And again, Tossakan has been cut twice and the blood's not streaming down his face, so whoever is in his corner is an absolute wizard.
Nithikorn sitting on the back foot now with Tossakan's forward pressure, and you could just see Nithikorn utilizing that hip block there in side control, nullifying the action there for Tossakan, because Tossakan will be getting very desperate at this point. A knockdown, 2 knockdowns actually throughout this whole fight. Nithikorn will just be looking to protect his points.
2 rounds and dominant rounds as well. So Tossakan right now, to me, is doing a very good job in this 4th round as he sweeps Nithikorn to the canvas, but the referee did not like it.
A bit of foul play there from the red corner in my books. Goes for the body, goes up top with that thunderous elbow, hits with the left kick, really putting forward pressure. This is what it's all about here at Omnoi Stadium every Saturday.
I mean, definitely a Rocky Balboa story here. Tossakan is cut up, he's bruised, he's bleeding, and he's losing this fight, but he's not stopping. He's still marching forward, and he is showing everyone it doesn't matter what is happening in a fight. You keep marching forward, and you give it everything you've got. Some great heart by Tossakan as he tosses Nithikorn to the canvas. Tossakan by name, Tossakan by nature.
And this is why Jimmy is a commentator, because he's got a head like Sylvester Stallone. And he tosses Nithikorn back to the ground in a dominant display of ferocity here.
And Tossakan just ragdolls Nithikorn to the canvas. Are we starting to see the tide turn in this fight? Is Tossakan going to try and take it away from Nithikorn? We've got 1 more round of this, but still 30 seconds to go of round number 4. Is he going to walk onto another big elbow?
Beautiful racking of the knees there by Tossakan, trying to turn the tables in a dominant display of power in this 4th round here in the dying seconds of this round. Oh, big step up knee there.
Both fighters in the clinch and a nice elbow by Tossakan, but of course Nithikorn returns with one of his own. Both fighters in the clinch just sending knees after each other. This fight is starting to turn, and it looks like we're going into a 5th round, Joe. It could be a very close fight now.
Conditioning, you know, both these fighters are such strategists, but it just depends who's got the better gas tank and the bigger heart of the two.
That's a good point. When 2 fighters are almost even in terms of skill level, it's the gas tank that wins it for you. We are now in round number 5, the final round, 3 minutes. Tossakan in the red, Nithikorn in the blue. Nithikorn is slightly edging this fight in my view, but Tossakan is taking it to him.
Beautiful forward pressure there by Tossakan. Left kick to right kick, just like he's holding pads. Nithikorn tries to take the back. Tossakan's not having it.
Tossakan just relentlessly moving forward. He knows he's got to do this to win this fight. Nithikorn doesn't realize what's happened. He's bit off more than he can chew. Can he survive these 3 minutes? Tossakan is on a mission to end this man in this round.
And I'm sure dear Kiatpetch sitting on the sidelines is watching this very ever so carefully, perhaps wanting a rematch between these two because it's absolute fireworks.
This is what a main event is all about. Like we said, every fight is worthy of a main event, but these two are showing the skill level and why this is the main event. Just a fantastic fight so far. Tossakan marching forward, Nithikorn on the back foot, eats a right hand in the process.
Goes down, goes upstairs. Nithikorn just grabbing onto the head, trying to mitigate any of the knees coming his way from Tossakan. Tossakan goes up top with a big wide hook, grabs on,
Tossakan can also not put Nithikorn down with a punch or an elbow either. So although Tossakan is definitely having his way with Nithikorn right now, he cannot put this man down, which is a testament to both of those conditioning levels. They're not going down easy.
Tossakan like a pit bull with lockjaw, just locking on and not letting go.
And the referee's got his work cut out for him. He pries him apart, brings him back in the central ring. 1 minute to go of this main event. Let us know in the comments, who do you think's winning?
That's right. As you can see, Nithikorn just trying to protect the points at this point. As our referee brings them back into the center circle. Sitting on the back foot, Nithikorn looking to mitigate any of the forward pressure here by Tossakan as he goes on that Robocop walk.
Nithikorn doing a great job of using his footwork to evade danger. Staying off the ropes is where he wants to be, almost creating a stalemate in the clinch to allow the referee to break them. A good way to get as much time as he eats a left hand in the process, and Nithikorn grabs on for dear life.
Just racking up those points with those pitter-patter knees, trying to show the judges that he's still in it, as Nithikorn's not letting go.
A veteran move. Try and get as much time as you possibly can. Try and get as much air into your lungs and try and survive. But Tossakan is just going for it, and I think you're right, Joe. Is there going to be a rematch regardless of who wins this one?
That's right. I know I would love to see it, and that is the end of the 5th and final round. Tossakan thinks he has it. Nithikorn thinks he has it. We'll go to the referee in just a moment to see the judges' scorecard, to see our winner for today's main event.
And that's what we want.
Fight.
That is exactly what we want, Joe. We want close fights. We don't want it to be obvious of who's won that fight. We want it to be close. We want to be on the edge of our seats, and that's what we got for a main event.
And it goes the way of Nithikorn. The very dramatic knockdowns earlier on in the rounds, protecting the points in the 5th. The strategist, the chess master, that